Hey guys, how's everybody doing today? This is Coe Cameron here with myhousesales.org. Just want to answer some of the questions we had coming in today. We have a pretty big topic and just getting tons of questions in on it. So we just want to cover that today. So selling a house in probate. Selling a house in probate is a difficult thing to do. I mean, can you sell a house in probate? That's a great question. Yes, you can. You can sell a house in probate. I think a lot of times the questions are, what type of probate is it? Is it an executor will? Is it an administrator will? You know, what's the next steps after that? You know, you got to have the property appraised, petitioning the courts to begin the sale, and listing the property and asking the courts for the sale approval. At the end of the day, if you know the property's being probated and you know you're going to inherit the property, then you can go ahead and sell the property as long as you disclose to the buyer that it's in probate. I think it's important to make sure to set those expectations to help manage the emotions. If you don't tell the buyer that, you know, the special circumstance, then they could put their money out there and put them in harm's way. And if that happens, they can come after you for it. So I think you just have to be transparent. I think you just have to let everybody know and try to get a timeline on when that's going to be probated and how long that's going to take. I know it's real hard with the courts and attorneys to push stuff through with a lot of stuff being backed up. There's a lot of backlogs. Yeah, you can sell a property that is being probated. How do you do that? You know, my best advice is to get with a professional, either a real estate agent, a realtor, and make sure you understand the process. 3 reasons why you hire a real estate agent during the selling process of selling a house in probate. You know, you have contract law, make sure you don't get in trouble. You have marketing, make sure to get you the biggest net of buyers, able, willing, and able buyers possible to get you the highest net to seller. Contract law, marketing, and then at the end of the day, what it really comes down to is negotiations. Making sure that you don't give up any sort of leverage or any sort of information while you're trying to go through the probate and while you're trying to sell the property. I think a lot of people don't realize the information they give up, you know, it could potentially hurt you and not make you as much money. That's why you need a trusted counsel in your corner to make sure if you're trying to sell a house in probate, you need somebody on your side to articulate and explain the next steps and make sure to get you the most money as possible. So what happens if a house is being sold through probate? The house won't be able to sell until you have clear title to be able to sell it. So once it's probated, yeah, it can be executed that day, but you need to make sure that it is probated and that will guarantee clear title to the new buyer to the property. Although you may put the property on the market, contracts can't be exchanged, so your buyer will need to be prepared to wait until the will is probated to sell the property after probate. There's just a lot of questions, a lot of variables. So, but as long as you have that understanding and you disclose that, then that doesn't put you outside of the statute of time limitations in that contract. So, and that's why I say it's important to hire a real estate agent or a real estate professional to make sure that you really understand the probate process and how it needs to be executed. You need to call the attorney to continue to press to get it probated as soon as possible. You really need all hands on deck because at the end of the day, you have holding cost. You know, the more you hold the property, the more it deteriorates, the more depreciation. So, you know, you want to make sure that, you know, if you're not maintaining or if you're not updating or anything, you want to sell it as soon as possible. And you can sell a property that's being probated here in Georgia. You can't sell it until it is probated, but you can start marketing it and start the process of selling it with it being in the probate status. So we'd love to help you out, spend a little time with you, sit down with you, make sure you understand the probate process. myhousesalesfast.org. If you would, fill the link below, and we'll reach out to you and set an appointment. So I hope you guys have a great day, and talk to you soon.